And a good afternoon to you from Joplin, Missouri, and Ozark Christian College today on YouTube. It's day 2 of the 2020 ACCA Basketball Championships, and we're on to the quarterfinals in the men's bracket. This is the 8th seed Barclay Bears at 16 and 17, taking on the top-seeded champion Christian Tigers from Hot Springs, Arkansas, 17 and 8 overall this year. Chris Sheeman, glad as always to be with you. Let's meet the starters for Barclay. As you see, they wear their road black, and head coach Shane Shetley today. It's number 0, Greg Thirdkill. Number 1, Jacoby Poindexter. Number 2, Chaz Brown. Number 10, R.L. Smith. And number 21, Caden Huck. Starting today for Leonard Epps in his first season for Champion Christian today. Number 2, Stefan Tellis. Number 5, Deandre Butler. Number 14, Braylon Hawkins. Number 15, Cameron Dismuke. And number 22 is Kentrell Jacobs. As Barclay controls the opening tip, these two teams are meeting for the second time in about a week. They met in the Southwest Regionals in NCCAA competition, and Champion won over Barclay in that game by a score of 92-74. They outscored the Bears by 16 in the first half and 2 in the second half. Barclay in that game shot just 38% from the field, and Champion shot 44%, including 18 of 22 from the charity stripe. Barclay was just 9 of 15. Barclay in that game had 20 turnovers to just 14 for Champion. Bench points, 32 in favor of Barclay in that game, or in favor of Champion, to just 11 for Barclay. And that's kind of the flip side of what we saw yesterday in Barclay's big win against Trinity. Their bench was outstanding. So if they get good bench play, it's going to be a close game, and that's kind of what we're expecting here in the quarterfinals. Right now, both teams a little tight, as we're about a minute in, no score yet, but folks, that'll change. And it's not going to change with Tellis, but the offensive rebound by Hawkins gives Champion an extra possession. Champion Christian, we got a lot to talk about with this team. They suffered a heartbreaker in the championship game last year against Arlington. They lost by 2. They had a chance to win it or tie it at the buzzer, couldn't do it. R.L. Smith in and out on the 3, and both teams cold at the start. Here's Jacobs on the wing. Jacobs takes it right of the lane. He'll back it out now to Butler, and Butler will set it up. Takes it from the half circle, way off. Champion Christian, 91.5 points per ball game. Barclay put up 108 against Trinity yesterday. So both of these teams have the ability to put a lot of points on the scoreboard. Right now, they are 0-4. Here's Jacobs out on the run, tied up, jump ball called. Possession will keep it with Champion Christian. We had a little bit of trouble with our women's game, folks. So if you're on the YouTube chat, we got James is in the house and Diamond Stewart and everybody. Just let me know if you see any skipping of frames or if it doesn't look quite right to you. I'm just kind of curious to see if my adjustments that I had all of 30 seconds to make worked or not. Hawkins for Champion. Deandre Butler, 14.6 points per ball game, 8th in assists at 3.5. Cut off, gets it over to Jacobs. Floater, no. Rebound controlled by Poindexter. Flies into the forecourt. Poindexter out to Brown. Brown had 12 of the first 14 for Barclay yesterday. Short on that one. Underneath, Tellis. The rocket pass from Dismuke. And Champion gets on the board first. Trapping pressure being shown by the Tigers. How about Leonard Epps in his first season, and NAIA guy? Hawkins with the steal. Looking for Tellis, and it's off of Huck, who took a wicked shot into the bleachers. All right, Diamond says we're good, so I appreciate how I sound. Let me know how the video looks, everybody on YouTube, though. If it looks choppy to you, don't be shy. Hawkins to Dismuke. Guarded the man-to-man by Thirdkill. Now Smith on him on a switch. Mismatch. Hawkins deflected and taken away. Good defense by Brown. Brown into the forecourt. Champion sprints back. Lazy pass there. and a turnover. Throw ahead goes to Jacobs with the right-hand jam. He makes it 4-0 Champion. Not quite the start we had in mind for this game, but both teams getting up and down, just not much falling. In transition, though, Champion leading it 4-zip. Poindexter over to Huck. Back to Poindexter. The rocket pass to Brown. Brown hangs in the air, couldn't get it to go. Follows his miss, can't get the bucket. Tip for the rebound, and Hawkins chases it down for Champion. Dismuke steps left, the three. Bounces up, bounces in. So the rims on the left end seem a little bouncy. Trouble in the backcourt, able to break the press. Poindexter attacks, draws the foul on Hawkins. Jacoby Poindexter from Missouri City. Had a great game yesterday in that blowout victory over Trinity for Barclay, as I mentioned. Second most points in a game in the season. Barclay with 108. Poindexter had 9. He had 4 steals in that game as well. So Barclay gets on the board, but just 1 out of 2 from the charity stripe. Champion will get it back. So Champion, last year they lost in the championship to Arlington 75-73. They defeated Carolina in the semis and Kansas in the first round. And strong move to the bucket by Dismuke. It is 9-1. Now a steal. Pull up from the free throw line. Yes, by Tellis. It is all Champion right now. Shane Shetley not happy, but not calling a timeout just yet. His team is out of sorts. Remember, they played late last night, although they did get into their bench pretty early. Brown underneath, third kill. Got the bucket. First field goal for Barclay. 11-3 is your score. Champion played 9 exhibition games as Dismuke is long on the 3 against D1s and other scholarship programs. Poindexter to Huck and Barclay. That's more what we expected to see. The Tigers played D1s, Lamar, Abilene Christian, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and that Pine Bluff game, by the way, for Division I teams, these are regular season games. They count these games. It's an exhibition for Champion, but Pine Bluff was taking it seriously, folks, and they won by 8. That was it. Now, I looked up, and last I saw, Arkansas Pine Bluff was 4-22 with one of those wins against Champion. So not exactly a power in Division I, but anytime a team like Champion playing a scholarship program and it's an 8-point ball game, that's a sign of a real good team. And they're a deep team, bringing in DeMarco DeVoyle. A lot of size off that bench for Leonard Epps. Floater by Jacobs got it to go. So this Champion team, folks, is legit. They've got a lot of good talent. They're not going to be the joke of Reddit posts any longer. This is a program that has really been on the rise. Williams also out there. Arian Williams, the freshman from Dallas. Here he goes to Butler, who lays it up and in. So it's all Champion. They have come ready. Shane Shetley wants to talk it over. Barclay got off to a slow start against Champion in the regionals, and they're down by 10 to the Tigers here in the ACCA tournament. We'll be back here in just a moment as we take a look at the men's All-American Awards in the ACCA. 14:44 left to go, just underway, and good start for the Tigers, out to a 15-5 lead. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you, and congratulations to all those All-Americans that you saw. By the way, we got pictures of the banquet and the award winners on the ACCA website if you want to check that out, as Brown being hounded, ball deflected, last touch by Champion. Good size for Barclay with Smith on the inbound. Here's third kill from the half circle, short on the jumper. Rebound controlled by Jacobs. Here's Norwood coming into the game. Throws it to Williams. Williams trouble with the pass, but gathers to DeVoyle. Now back to Williams. Jacobs for three. Missed it short. Poindexter against DeVoyle. And able to deflect it off DeMarchio, out of bounds. We got a report from James that the video messed up. It's looking good on our end, James, so let me know if it's corrected on yours. So far, we're not having any of the troubles that we had with our earlier game today. Smith using his size, scoring. Barclay needed that bucket. They got to hang around, don't want to fall behind like they did in the regional last weekend. Poindexter getting the rebound. Good rebounding guard. Jacoby Poindexter. Third kill from downtown, no. Huck tried to follow it. It goes out of bounds, and Huck unable to come up with the play. The ball will go back to Champion. 13:31 remaining. No, correction. It is Barclay basketball. My apologies. Was checking the video. Brown, defender fell down. Offensive foul as Brown commits his first, team second. One on Champion. Reed into the forecourt. Deep look there. And Williams buries it from Steph Curry range. Arian Williams, 36%, three-point shooter, 7.7 points per ball game. Looking good on that shot. Poindexter, the rainbow rims in. I love that shot. I could take a breath, sit down. It hangs in the air, that arcing shot. They're looking in for DeVoyle. DeVoyle too strong off the glass. Smith the board. Here comes Barclay. This is third kill. Yes. 6-point game. Into the forecourt, Reed. Trayvon Reed. 14th game of the season for Champion. Williams on the right. Thought about it again from that spot. Dismuke. Now DeVoyle. Champion won 4 straight before that loss to Randall in the region semifinals. Bucket no good by Norwood. Chased down by Huck. 13-5 record in the second half of the season for Champion. Has third kills off the mark with the 3. They were 9-1 at home this year, Champion. I mentioned they played all those exhibitions against D1s and other scholarship programs. So getting them ready for this time of the year. Leonard Epps in his first season has done a nice job. Sub in for Barclay. It's number 5, Craig Alcorn. And he's called for an offensive foul. So Alcorn, the first sub of the game for Shane Shetley's team. Second meeting in a week for these two schools. Barclay coming off that 108-61 victory. Reed across midcourt. Inside 12 to play here in this opening half. Guarded by Poindexter. Man defense. Tellis defender went for the steal. Poindexter on him on a switch. Williams tries it from the left side. Buries another one. Brown thought about it for Barclay. Oh, man, he had Alcorn wide open. Overshot the pass. Turnover. And the palindrome, 21-12 in favor of Champion. They've led by as many as 10 here in the early stages of this one. More subs as Huck comes out. And, boy, the man of the game yesterday, Tyrone Beckham. Beckham with a good game off the bench. 22 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 assists off the bench for Shane Shetley yesterday. Hawkins stripped but fouled, they say. It'll be 4 now on Barclay, just 1 on Champion. Poindexter's first foul. Second of 6 games here today. We got more men's quarterfinal action right after this one. Baptist and College of Divinity and what should be another track meet. Arlington and Kansas Christian will play at 4:15, and then the final quarterfinal game tonight at 7:45 on the men's side is Rama and Ozark, and that will be another track meet. I had a Division I coach talk to me, and he said, do you think if you were doing Division I basketball, would you be able to keep up with the pace? I laughed. I said, you guys are slow compared to what they're doing at the small college level. ESPN, first weekend of the basketball season, they did a Division II game, and the ESPN commentators would not stop talking about, wow, they're really getting up and down the court. That's how they play if you're not Division I. There's Reed burying the triple. 26-12. All Champion here in the early stages. Just like the regional, Barclay down big early. Alcorn, much needed bucket there. Cut the deficit to 12. Got to get stops on this end, though, for Barclay. Attacking was Tellis. It's out of bounds off the Bears. Most of the teams, the bottom teams in the ACCA in scoring, are usually averaging around 31, 32 shot makes per game. Only Gonzaga and Duke and a few others in Division I. I think there's 4 total teams that average more than 32 field goal makes a game. So, yeah, I can keep up. Off the turnover, VK has come out there with Beckham. We'll set the 5 for you. So Beckham, VK, Alcorn with Brown and Franklin. That's the 5 right now for Barclay. Deep 3 is money in the bank for Alcorn. Deficit is single digits again, 26-17. Deep look, Dismuke bounces up and in. I told you, those rims are hoppy. A lot of deep 3s for Champion. Champion as a team, 36% from downtown. As you see Alcorn get the bucket. Opponents also shooting 46%. It's a Champion team that shoots 46% from the field, 36% from behind the arc. But they're red hot here at the start of this one, just past the midway point. Back door was open. Nice pass by Dismuke. And the bucket by Tellis. 31-19. Franklin is fouled. It'll be just the second on Champion at the 9:26 mark. DeVoyle back out there. Also checking in is Jacobs. He returns, as does Butler. Champion, we haven't seen much of it here today, but it's worth noting 13.8 offensive rebounds per game, tops in the ACCA in that category. They average 6 more shot attempts per game than their opponents, so playing with pace. Beckham for 3, yes. Boy, he likes this court. Tyrone Beckham, 6.6 points per ball game, had 22 in the first game, looking real good on his first shot attempt from behind the arc for Barclay here this afternoon. Williams, Tellis, skies it for Butler. Butler through the legs. Jacobs the feint, back to him. Butler for 3. Grazes the rim, that's all. Rebound controlled by Tellis. Tellis turnaround shot from the baseline, and it's pure. 12-point game, timeout by Champion. We will step aside with 8:42 to go. .840 remaining, 34-22, champion by 12. Barclay with the basketball. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you. You saw my little shameless self-promotion there. Man, Beckham again. Back-to-back three-pointers. They had a hand on him. It wasn't like it was bad defense. Beckham is just on a roll here in this tournament. Come to play. Good to see it. Here's Jacobs for three, in and out. Beckham trying to chase down that rebound, and he's going to be, well, he's going to call timeout. So it'll be a 30-second timeout, 8:13 left to go. It's a 9-point game. We'll be back. Welcome back to Joplin. Chris Sheeman back here with you. Yeah, if you need professional commentary on your live streams, that's the way to get in touch with me. I'd love to talk to you. It's a service I started this year, offering remote streaming services to any team in the country. All they have to do is send me a feed, and I'll put my commentary on it. You can go out and sell sponsorships, all those good things, and the rate's pretty affordable too. Knight misses the three, and in transition, I believe the Bears committed the foul. It'll be their fifth. 7:53 left to go. It's been a quick-moving first half. Champion with the basketball. Let's set the five for them on the court. It's Butler and Williams with Jacobs, Tellis, and Hawkins. Barclay riding with their bench right now. Alcorn, Beckham, VK, Knight, and also Franklin. Dre Franklin, who started the game yesterday, coming off the bench here today. Both of these teams are so deep. Williams attacks, and offensive foul away from the ball called on Champion. Barclay, VK directing some traffic here against the light trap, I would call it. Deep look, three by Alcorn goes in and out. Williams lost the ball. Bucket no good underneath by Franklin, and look out. Bodies all over the place. VK got hit in the face. I think we're going to stay on this end of the floor as VK is okay. Kenny VK from Phoenix, Arizona. It'll be Franklin to inbound it. Third team foul on Champion, and the second on Hawkins. So 3 on Champion, 5 on Barclay at the 7:33 mark. It looks like we're going to have a sub come in for Champion. Cameron Dismuke will come in. 9th in the ACCA in steals, Cameron. Good defensive player, 32 on the year. 13.8 points per ball game. Mentioned Leonard Epps in his first season. Jesse Bird, who coached the team last few years, moving to an assistant's role. Smith, turnaround jumper no good, and the rebound controlled by Dismuke, and a frustration foul there on Barclay. Talking to Jesse Bird a couple of weeks ago, getting the roster information, all that, and I was just kind of curious what that was like, moving from the head spot to the assistant role, as Leonard Epps has come in and done a nice job since taking over, and he said it's been the greatest thing that's ever happened to his career. Leonard Epps has taught him so much about certain aspects of the game, that areas where he needed to improve as a coach, and you have coaches who are like that. You know, how many people out there have egos that would allow their pride to take over and say, well, I'm not moving to an assistant role. Here's a guy, Jesse Bird, who understands that, you know, there's areas that I can grow, there's areas that I can improve as a young coach, and here's a guy in Leonard Epps who can come in and help me. Carry the basketball there. Barclay with a turnover as Smith was navigating the press. So Smith back out there. Some size for Barclay. Dismuke, the step back three, way off. Good defense there by Smith. Here's Beckham into the forecourt. Now Alcorn. Alcorn splitting two defenders, swings it out. Smith for three. Grazes the rim, that's all. Tellis the board. Throw ahead to Butler. Now Jacobs, and Jacobs lost it out of bounds. Nope, correction. We got a foul called on Barclay. That's on Beckham. It's the 7th, so a 1-and-1 now for Kentrell Jacobs. How about the stat line for the freshman? 15.3 points per ball game, 43% shooter, 74% from the charity stripe. 7th in the ACCA in rebounding at 7 a game. 6th in steals at 35. He also has 14 blocks. Good all-around player, putting his team up double figures again. 1 out of 2 that time. This is a champion team. Knight missed it short. Dismuke in transition. The rocket pass to Butler. Extra passes abound for champion. Here's Tellis burying the three. Unselfish play. Sharing the basketball, making the smart decision. That's a championship formula right there for champion. Now they get another steal. Tellis on the attack. Had it blocked by Smith out of bounds. Oh, they say Smith didn't touch it, so it'll be Bart. No, wait a minute. Whose basketball is it? It was like that old double dribble game on the old Nintendo system. Random people were just walking around everywhere. And now it'll be Barclay ball. 5-second call. 6:02 remaining. We'll take a 10-minute halftime break. Folks can get back to work. I'll try to talk quiet, too, so the boss doesn't hear you if you're watching at work. I always try to keep the voice down a little bit. Second of 6 games here on day 2. Knight in the corner. Beckham on the wing. Beckham doubled up. Out to Smith. Extra pass goes to Third Kill, who's returned. Beckham can't get it to go. Ball deflected. Smith out to Third Kill. Blocking foul called, so Third Kill will get a couple of free throws. Greg Third Kill was 3 of 4 from the charity stripe yesterday. Finished the game with 16 points. Barclay had 2 players over 20. Beckham had 22 and Brown had 20. 3 other players, including Third Kill, in double figures as he buries the first free throw. Barclay in the first half against champion in the regional first round was down by 16. I want to try to get it under single digits here heading into the locker room. Talked about it during the last game. One of the things that you look for as a coach is finishing halves, quarters strong. Barclay defense forcing a miss there. Now Beckham falling down and losing the handle on it. Norwood comes up with it. Out to Tellis. Extra pass to Jacobs, and he'll go to the line. There's a lot of rule changes that I'd like to see implemented, and it all starts at the NCAA. Basically, whatever rules they come up with, everybody else adopts. And one of the things is I'd like to see an assist if Jacobs gets at least 1 of 2 of these free throws. I'd like to see an assist given to the player who made that pass, because why shouldn't they? It led to points. I also have the ball don't lie rule. That's the Rasheed Wallace rule, where if you are called for a technical and the other team misses both technical shots or one of the technical shots, the technical is rescinded. It's the ball don't lie rule. I'm telling you, that one will take off. Jacobs puts champion up by 12. Poindexter back out there. Third Kill lost the dribble. Beckham able to save it, gets it out to Knight, and Poindexter now will set up the offense. So they're on the court with Brown and Beckham. That's the 5 for Barclay. Shot clock is at 5. Poindexter arcs it off the back iron. Skying for the rebound, Dismuke. Jacobs for 3, yes. We'll check the first half stats. I'm curious to see what Champion is shooting from behind the arc. It's got to be over 50%. Franklin into the forecourt, out to Knight. Knight for 3, yes. Back-to-back threes, one for each side. It's a 12-point game. Now Norwood from downtown. Can't get it to go, and Tellis with the hustle play, throwing it off the defender. It'll stay with Champion with 4:10 to go here in the half. Chris Shima, glad to be with you. 7th year that I've been coming to Joplin to broadcast this tournament. Chris Lamb and everybody here, they do an amazing job. Tellis, open jumper, no. Put back Dismuke, yes. Third kill. Cut off on the baseline. Bounce pass goes awry. Hustle play goes to Champion. The throw ahead and one-hand jam by Jacobs. Champion by 16 now. Quickly Brown in transition, and he's fouled. So Chaz Brown, the sophomore, coming back into the game. 73% free throw shooter. He'll go back to the line. Brown yesterday was 3 of 4. He had a double-double with 20 and 11 in the 108-61 win over Trinity. Also had 5 assists in that game. Brown, money on the first shot. Winner of this game will go to the semifinal game that'll be played Friday tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the winner of Baptist and LACD, which is coming at you after this game is over. The loser of this game, I believe, goes to the 5th place game. That'll take place at Crowder College, and that will be tomorrow at 5:30. No streaming for the games at Crowder College. The men's consolation games, the 9th place, 7th place, and 5th place games will all be played at Crowder College, and the ACCA won't be streaming. Foul called. Derek Gwynn coming in and goes to the free throw line. Gwynn, 68% free throw shooter. Both teams are in the bonus. Over to final 3:39 of this opening half. So our next game today is at 2:30 approximately, Baptist and LA College of Divinity. That's the 4-5 matchup, I believe. Gwynn misses them both. Huck back out there. Starters, it looks like, have returned now. Knight for 3 off the side of the backboard. Brown follows, rejected by Williams. It'll stay with Barclay, though. So Chaz Brown out there with 3rd kill, and Poindexter, Huck, and Knight. That's the 5 for Barclay. Jacobs, Reed, Gwynn, Dismuke, and Williams are the 5 for Champion right now. Poindexter on the near side of your screen. 4 is Knight. Back to Poindexter. The rainbow shot, no good. Dismuke in transition. Numbers for Champion. And running and gunning is Williams. Huck might have gotten a fingertip on that one. So it'll stay with Champion. 3:03 remaining here in this opening half. Reed to inbound it. Williams now to Jacobs. Dismuke. Williams for 3, a hand in his face, no good, and away from the ball. We're going to have a foul called on 3rd kill on the box out. 10 team fouls, so double bonus time for Champion and Gwynn back at the line, missing a couple earlier, 68% on the season. Derek Gwynn, Euless, Texas. Freshman, one of many brought in by Leonard Epps. This is a young team. There's a couple seniors, Tellis, Reed, and DeVoyle. But for the most part, it's a lot of freshmen. Turnover here. Jacobs for three, no. Gwynn, the putback, yes. It is all Champion. Halfway to 100 with 2:37 to go. Brown is blocked, stays with it, throws it off Gwynn. So we'll stay with Barclay. Shane Shetley going to bring in Arl Smith at 6'9" to provide some size. Champion getting a lot on the interior late in this first half. So 23 on the shot clock for Barclay from Haviland, Kansas. Champion from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Third kill, out to Huck. Huck fakes the three, throws a rocket out of bounds, but looks like we might get a blocking foul called on Dismuke. That's 7 on Champion. As I mentioned, both teams in the bonus. Champion in the double bonus, and a 1-and-1 now for Caden Huck at 58% from the charity stripe this season. Second foul called on Cameron Dismuke, so Leonard Epps will bring in on Deandre Butler, freshman from Beebe, Arkansas. Huck, good on the first, he'll get another. So Huck nails them both, 16-point game, 50-34, winding down this first half. Barclay on the trap and a bump blocking foul called. Huck is frustrated. So double bonus means 2 free throws for Stephon Tellis. 71% for the senior. Champion is averaging 94.5 points per ball game against ACCA opponents. They're well on their way to surpassing that here in this first half, certainly on pace. And this is a team, we've talked about how they've come back up. They have won this tournament before. They were the D2 champs in 2010, 2009, and 2007. Another foul called as the teams have started to rack up the fouls here late in this first half. Jacobs called for the foul. It's his first. Poindexter to the line for a 1-and-1. 18 fouls on Champion now. Lane violation called on Jacobs, so Poindexter is going to get to try it again here. So front end is good for Poindexter to make some pay with the lane violation. We talked about how young Champion is. Barclay, this is one of the more experienced teams. 7 seniors, 8 upperclassmen overall. 16-point game. Here's Gwynn from Butler, hanging and scoring. Some real athletic ability from Derek Gwynn. Brown is trapped. That shot missed. Gwynn throws ahead to Williams, and Williams carried. Yeah, he traveled with the basketball. Huck was sprinting back on defense. So 1:55 remaining. Huck the inbound to Smith. Again, trapping pressure for Champion. Third kill. Poindexter, the rainbow, no good. Offensive rebound by Smith. Back to Poindexter. Bounce pass goes to Brown, forces it up and in. 90 seconds remaining in this opening half. First of 4 quarterfinals on the men's side of things here today at Ozark. We'll have them all for you on YouTube. Tellis, way off. What about that tip to Gwynn from Butler? Does he get an offensive rebound and assist all at the same time for that? I'd give it to him. Huck for 3, yes. Caden Huck, 37% three-point shooter. Attacking, throwing it up, Williams. Champion with 58 on the board. Third kill answers in transition. Can Barclay get a stop here? Butler out to Jacobs, gets it back to him, and Champion will run some clock here on their likely final possession of the half. Butler over 2 defenders is blocked, taken away by Smith. Good defense by Barclay. Oh, threading it. Third kill to Brown, and Brown is fouled. So Brown will go to the line. Chaz Brown, 73% during the regular season. He misses his first here this afternoon. Brown looking to salvage the trip, gets 1 out of 2. 58-44. And Champion, chance for the last look. How about Brown, the steal out to third kill. Can't get the 3. Brown offensive rebound. Yes, and the foul. Chaz Brown. What a play. And just like that, it's a 12-point game with a chance to cut it to 11 here for Brown. Stealing the inbound, saving it to his teammate, cleaning up the offensive glass, and now an old-school 3-point play. Got it to go. 11-point game. Williams, Tellis, Gwynn, alley-oop, Jacobs. Kentrell Jacobs bringing the house down as 20 minutes come to a close. And Champion takes a 13-point lead and the momentum into the locker room. What a throwdown. We will take a 10-minute halftime break, come back, give you the first half stats and second half play-by-play. You're watching the 2020 ACCA men's quarterfinals from Joplin, Missouri. Your score at halftime, it's the 1 seed Champion 60 and the 8 seed Barclay 47. We'll be back in just a little bit. Welcome back to Joplin, Missouri, this 2020 ACCA men's quarterfinal. It's the 8 seed Barclay and the 1 seed Champion Christian, and right now the 1 seed taking care of business, 60-47. The Tigers of Champion Christian shooting 49% in that first half. I thought they would be around 50% from 3. They were actually a little bit lower than I thought, 8 of 20, 40%. Barclay shooting 40% overall in the game. And here's your stat. Here's the difference. Points off turnovers. 14 first-half turnovers for Barclay to just 8 for Champion. And 22-7 plus 15 Champion points off turnovers. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the difference. So, leading scorer, 3 players already in double figures for Champion Christian. Stephon Tellis, 5 of 9, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Kentrell Jacobs brought down the house in the first half. Late in that first half to close it out with a big thunderous alley-oop dunk. He had 13 points on 5 of 10 shooting. 10 points for Braylon Hawkins to pace Champion as Dismuke. Actually, it was Dismuke who had 10 in the first half. My apologies. So he's now got 12 as Champion leads by 15. For Barclay, nobody in double figures scoring. It's a balanced attack as usual for the Bears. Chaz Brown, 2 of 7, 8.6 rebounds. 2 players, both Huck and Alcorn, has 7 apiece. Third Kill also has 8 points on 3 of 9 shooting. Huck now with that 3-pointer gives him 10, so he's the first player for Barclay in double figures. Man, every time Barclay hits a 3, somebody answers back for Champion, and that's what Tellis just did there. Other first-half leaders for Barclay, Beckham's got 6, and Poindexter has 6 points with 5 assists and 3 rebounds. So Third Kill now in double figures with 10. Here's a deep look at a 3 for Dismuke, couldn't get it to go. So points off turnovers is really the key after the first 20 minutes of play for Champion out to this big lead. And somebody on the YouTube chat, we don't have the name of the person, but talking about the continued streak of blowouts. I'm with you. It has been 4 games now, and all 4 have been in double figures. The leads, that is, as Huck misses the 3. Brown attacks. Brown scores in the foul. Brown's trying to keep you interested, mystery person on the YouTube chat. I'm assuming the first name is not Bacon, but it might be. I had some folks ask me, well, what do you think about the tournament? And I would tell you folks that I would expect a few more blowouts in these quarterfinals, but don't give up on us. Come back tomorrow because the semifinals are going to be wild. The winner of ULA, College of Divinity, and Baptist will play the winner of this game in one semifinal tomorrow. And I think that game, whoever wins the next game, is going to be a tight one. And then Rama is still out there. Rama will take on Ozark tonight. That one could get a little messy with Rama scoring and outstanding. I think they average over 108 points per ball game. It's something crazy like that. So Rama and the winner of Arlington and Kansas, that should be a fun semifinal. So if there's too many blowouts for you in the quarterfinals, trust me, it's going to get better starting tomorrow. Right now, this is an 8-point ball game. This is far from a blowout. If Barclay can take care of the basketball, they'll be fine, and they'll be able to chip away here. Early sub for Leonard Epps as Derek Gwynn comes off the bench. First one off the bench for Champion. We're about 2.5 minutes into this second half. Chris Sheeman here with you. Tellis, Butler up top. Here's Jacobs. Tellis from left of the lane got it to go. 10-point game again. Barclay able to get it into the forecourt. Now some help comes. Poindexter gets it from Huck. Colby Poindexter around the world with it. Look out. Oh, just kept it down. Just kept it down to Third Kill, who attacks and scores. And not much resistance there for Champion defensively on the interior. Jacobs top of the key for three. Missed it short. Offensive rebound, bucket and foul for Butler. Deandre Butler. First free throws of the afternoon. 77% free throw shooter. It's a good free throw shooting team, Champion. Huck comes out. Craig Alcorn comes in for Shane Shetley's team. And Butler gets the three-point play. I thought. The score hasn't changed here at the gym. Were my eyes deceiving me there, or was that free throw good? I thought it was good. I haven't changed the score on this. I've got to go with whatever they have on the board here. That is the official score. Third Kill attacks. Yes, and the foul. So as of now, they have it at 69-61. And again, I think they're missing that free throw. So Third Kill, opportunity for a three-point play. He's perfect 2 out of 2 in the first half. Both teams with 2 team fouls. We are a game and a half, a little more than a game and a half in. A lot of whistles. So 69-61. Xavier Leggington coming out on the court for the first time for Champion. And now Tellis buries a three. 72-61. Alcorn for three. Can't get it to go. Gwynn the rebound. So Leggington, the sophomore from Dallas, attacks. Blocked. Staying with it, Gwynn right back to him, and Champion will set up the offense. Williams on the wing. Gwynn to the cutter, Tellis. He'll use the baseline. Shot clock down to 7. Tellis attacks. And a late whistle. So Tellis hit the deck, and he's going to get 2 free throws. 3 team fouls on Barclay. 15-17 to go in the game. Okay, it was a free throw violation. Thank you, James. I thought I was going crazy. Tellis, 71% free throw shooter. Money on that first one. This is not like a ESPN broadcast where there's 3 people around me and there's a whole truck of producers. I am the producer and the commentator and the everything else. So sometimes I'm looking down and I don't see a call made. Jamin Huck stepping up. Thank you. I thought it was James. See, again, had to look quickly. That was it. So both free throws are good. It's a 13-point game, 15-12 remaining. After Barclay cut it to single digits, Champion has pushed the lead back out. Poindexter to Smith. Smith for 3. Yes. Big bucket there. Bears trying to hang around, make things interesting. Norwood back out on the court for Leonard Epps' team. A team that went 9-1 at home, 13-5 in the second semester. Williams for 3. Just an 8-point loss to Division I Arkansas Pine Bluff for Champion this year in an exhibition game. Poindexter attacks. Third Kill. Takes it baseline, back to Poindexter. Alcorn now up top. Poindexter uses the baseline. Extra pass, Third Kill, lays it up and in. 8-point game again. Norwood into the front court. Williams on the wing. Dismuke to Gwynn. Here's Jacobs. Jacobs double teamed but fouled. That is 4 already on Barclay. With still 14:07 to go. Dismuke will inbound it, 20 on the shot clock for the Tigers. And a sub for Shane Shetley, Tyrone Beckham, the senior from the great basketball city of Chi-Town, coming in for Greg Thirdkill. Thirdkill picking up his 3rd foul there. Norwood out to Williams. Underneath it's Gwynn, hanging and scoring. Lead back to 10 for Champion. Poindexter skies it for Beckham. Beckham attacks. Rejected by Gwynn. Gwynn, his 16th game of the season. Throws ahead to Williams. Gets it out. Swung over to Norwood. Fakes the 3. Cut off. Dismuke from downtown. Clanks it. Rebound controlled by Brown. Throw ahead to Beckham. Beckham. Oh, the extra pass. Beautiful to Poindexter. Waited for his defender to commit. Saw another defender coming. Got it to Poindexter for the easy 2. Smart basketball. Norwood had his pocket picked. Diving is Poindexter after Beckham got his hand on there first. Throwing ahead for Alcorn. Tough angle on that shot. Might have been better off gathering and backing it out. So Champion leading by single digits for the 2nd time here in this half. Dismuke, defender went for it. Couldn't get the mid-range jumper. Offensive rebound by Norwood. Out to Jacobs for 3. Yes! Offensive rebounding will kill you every time. Timeout on the court. 12:36 left to go in the ball game. It's Champion, the top seed, leading 8 seed Barclay by 11. We'll be back here in just a moment. Congratulations to all of the Scholar athletes, our future bosses, right there on your screen. Chris Sheeman back here with you. 12:36 left to go. Champion by 11, but as the Tigers employ the full court press, no trouble that time for Barclay. Alcorn swings it out. Beckham for 3. Can't get it to go. Jacobs the board. Kentrell Jacobs, 15 points per ball game, 7 rebounds. He's a double-double threat. Gwynn over a double team, counted in the foul. Every time Barclay cuts it to 8, Champion makes a run. This is the 2nd meeting in a week for these 2 schools. Last meeting, Champion won by 18 in the Southwest Regionals. Gwynn, old school 3-point play is complete. Champion has already... Well, they have just 2 team fouls. Barclay is already up to 5 team fouls. Beckham. Alcorn. Looks like VK back out there. Brown remains out there. Franklin checking in with Beckham. Alcorn goes behind the back and scores, taking it on. 12-point game. For Champion right now, it's Dismuke and Jacobs with Reed, Gwynn, and Williams. That's the 5 on the floor for the Tigers. Here's Williams using the baseline, lost the handle. Beckham with the steal. Beckham had Alcorn open on the left wing, missed it, lost the dribble. Here's Williams on the run out, laying it up, too strong. Rebound controlled by Alcorn. Barclay trying to push, BK. Now we'll wait for Alcorn and the Bears will set it up. Brown attacks over 2 defenders, can't get the roll. He started hot yesterday against Trinity. Williams for 3, yes. He has hit 3 from at least 25 feet out. And just like that, Champion by 15 again. They've got 85 on the board with 10:44 remaining. Give and go, Franklin from Beckham, rejected by Jacobs. What an athletic player, Jacobs. Nice pass. Reed to Gwynn. Gwynn the reverse, yes, and Champion is rolling. Timeout by Barclay. We will step aside. Champion on a big run, pushing the lead out to 17, matching their biggest lead. We'll be back. Champion has gone over 100 points. 6, let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 times this year. So it's not unusual for Champion to put up numbers like they're putting up today. Season high, 109 against Rama, who we expect to be contending for a title here in this ACCA tournament. That was back on January 14th. They defeated Rama 109-97. Franklin gets a much-needed bucket for Barclay, but the reality is they've got to string stops together on this end of the court. There's nothing wrong with Barclay's offense here today other than too many turnovers. They get a stop there. Beckham the rebound. VK throws it ahead to Knight from downtown. Can't get it to go. Dismuke collects another rebound to his total. Jacobs back to Dismuke. Hawkins, Tellis, and Reed. That's the 5 right now for Champion. Butler's going to come in and replace Jacobs, so Champion going small. Leonard Epps bringing out the small ball lineup. Hawkins. Butler out to Reed. Dismuke. Tellis in the corner. Shot clock is at 8. Dismuke. Reed. Hawkins with 2 on the shot clock, had to put it up. Good defense there by Barclay. Knight in transition. Knight, oh boy, that's going to be offensive. Yeah, out of control. If you're looking to come back from 15 down, going 1-on-3, out of control is not the way to do it. 16 fouls now on Barclay, by the way. Next defensive foul will put Champion in the bonus over the final 9:19 of this one. Winner of this game will move on to a semifinal matchup against the winner of our next game, Baptist and College of Divinity from LA. That'll take place tomorrow at 4 p.m. The loser of this game goes to the 5th place game against the loser of Arlington and Kansas. That'll be at Crowder College tomorrow at 5:30 in the evening. The 5th place game will wrap up the season for one of those two teams. Inside 9 to play now. Barclay's getting some turnovers. Alcorn gets it out. VK for 3, missed it short. What a time to go cold if you're Barclay. You were able to finally get few turnovers strung together. Dismute can't get the 3 extra possession for Butler. I mentioned it's a good offensive rebounding team. Dismute connects on the 3, and it seems like every time they get an offensive rebound, they bury a triple. Beckham into the forecourt for Barclay. Poindexter, VK, now Knight. And Poindexter will set things up. Man defense for Champion. Poindexter. Oh boy, illegal screen set there. Yeah, good call. So that's 7, and Champion's gone into the bonus. Remember, no 1-and-1 on offensive fouls, but next defensive set foul, they'll shoot free throws. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. 7th year here in Joplin for me. We started broadcasting these tournaments back in 2014 on a little rickety camera. Beckham is talking as he goes to the bench. He's not happy. Smith comes in. A few other subs. Alcorn out there with Brown checking back in. Third kill and Poindexter. So that's the 5 right now for Barclay. Williams. Here's DeVoyle back out there. Extra pass to Norwood, who buries it. It's a 2-pointer. I thought so. Foot was on the line. So Champion, after Barclay closed the gap down to 8, has pushed it out to 20. And they are on their way, the top seed, to the semifinal game Friday afternoon. Poindexter, that is going out of bounds. And that's the way it's gone for Poindexter. He said, my bad. Thanks to James for the kind words, for watching, everybody who's been out there this afternoon. Defying your bosses and watching instead of working. God bless you. We need like that March Madness boss button. We need one of those buttons for this tournament too. I have to figure that out next year. Another foul called on Barclay, so DeMarco DeVoyle's going to the line for Bastrop, Louisiana. 62% free throw shooter. Got to look up where that is. Moved down to the Gulf Coast earlier, back in April. So I'm very familiar with Louisiana. That's way north. That's close to Arkansas. DeMarco DeVoyle from that area. Got a lane violation called on Champion. Butler looking around. So Barclay will get it back. 20-point lead for Champion. Looking to win for the second straight time in postseason play against Barclay. Nice bank shot there by Smith. Randall Smith with the bucket. Barclay, after putting up 108 against Trinity. Norwood around the rim, no. Holding them to 61 points, more importantly, has given up 92 already. Brown with the hand in his face. Can't get the 3 to go. Norwood throws it ahead for Butler, 2-on-1. Butler is fouled by Brown. So Deandre Butler, one of the many freshmen brought in by Leonard Epps, and that was, I started talking about it when I was talking to Jesse Bird a couple of weeks ago, saying, how do you like having Leonard there controlling the reins after you were the head coach? Said that's one of the areas where he, as a coach, needed to improve, and that you can see Leonard Epps has done a great job of bringing in a bunch of new guys. They have 11 new freshmen on this team that are going to be around 4 years. So they have stacked this roster with young players, and they have come out balling. Talking to some of the Champion people, and I get the sense that they might be a little upset that they were not chosen as Williams buries a three as an at-large team in another organization. That they feel like their postseason should not just be ending in this ACCA tournament. And after seeing them here in this opening round, I can see why. Dismute can't get it to go. DeVoyle the putback. He's fouled and will go to the line. But it's a young team, and they seem motivated to take care of business here in this tournament and possibly show a few people one or two things. Remember, champion last year, the runners-up, they lost to Arlington 75-73, had a chance to win it at the end. That was one of the best championship games in the 7 years that I've called. In fact, it was the best championship game that I've called here in Joplin, and it's one of my probably top 5 broadcasts that I can remember. I don't remember a lot. I don't remember the first game we did today, to be honest with you, but that game really sticks out in my mind. It was a terrific game, that championship game last year. Champion with 98 on the board. DeVoyle checks out. Let's see if Leonard Epps starts going into his bench. Right now he's got Norwood, Butler out there. Also, Jacobs has checked back into the game, and Poindexter trapped in the corner, so Barclay will call for time. We will step aside. 6:01 remaining. First men's quarterfinal, and it's all champion. We'll be back in just a moment. Well, folks, if your team does not have commentary on your live stream, you're missing out on reconnecting with alumni, sponsorship opportunities, all of those good things. I saw my website there. You can go there and contact me. I can broadcast the game from anywhere. All you got to do is send me a feed. Underneath, Brown waits for the defense, and Chaz Brown with 2 more to his total. Gwynn back out there, drawing contact. 10 team fouls already on Barclay. Just 2 on Champion here in the second half with 5:41 to go. So Garrett Gwynn has spent a lot of time at the free throw line here this afternoon. He goes back there, 68% shooter during the regular season. Those of you watching looking for a good game, I'm intrigued by who Champion might end up playing. I mentioned there might be a few other blowout games, but Baptist and LA College of Divinity is an interesting game. We never quite know what to expect because you don't see a lot of the Bears from ULA because of proximity, of course. But Baptist has looked good this year. Aaron Minders has coached them up well. Poindexter losing the handle. Norwood rips it away. Throw ahead. Jacobs. He was caught in between. He didn't know what he wanted to do there as Norwood's called for a blocking foul. He was halfway in between a dunk and a layup. He wanted to throw it down and then decided to lay it up. And when you're halfway in between like that, you're most likely going to blow it, and that's what happened there. But Jacobs stole the show at the end of the first half, so that dunk to close out the half more than makes up for it. That's going to be a backcourt violation as Poindexter frustrated So Champion, the top seed, will go to 18-8 once these final 5:17 ticks away. Barclay, as I mentioned, they're going to the 5th place bracket. They will play for 5th tomorrow at Crowder College, and apologize in advance, Bears fans. We will not have that one for you. Turnover there. Give the ball back to Barclay. The consolation games playing at Crowder College. Resources just aren't there for streaming. Alcorn traveled with the basketball as it has gotten sloppy. (99-79). Mentioned the season high in points in a game for Champion this year was 109 against Rama. Champion, as we look at the rest of the bracket, they were 1-1 against Rama. They split their series. 1-1 against Arlington, 1-0 against Ozark, and 1-1 against Baptist. Champion goes past the century mark as Butler connects. 101-79. Now Norwood with another steal. Norwood bounced pass to Jacobs, and it goes deflected a couple of times. Last touch by Barclay. So that was the season for Champion against the ACCA competition. Overall, they went 5-3, but a lot of splits against some of the top contenders, including Rama. And Poindexter attacks, got it to go, and another whistle. That'll be the 4th foul on Champion with 4:16 left to go. So our next game was scheduled for 2:30. That ain't gonna happen. So we will be a little bit behind. This is the first of 4 men's quarterfinals, second of 6 games overall today. And the first couple of games, we've seen a ton of whistles, which is not helpful. Poindexter, 1 out of 2, Champion in control. Tellis, Reed, throw ahead to Jacobs. Reed, Gwynn, Norwood. Gwynn attacks, got it to go. Champion 6 points away from matching their season high for points in a game. Alcorn for 3, missed it short. Gwynn the rebound. Oh, always looking to push, extra pass. Tellis to Jacobs, who lays it up and in. And just like that, they're 4 away from their season high. Here's Brown, faking the 3, taking the mid-range jumper, missing it short. Poindexter the board, flips it up and in. Correction, that was 3rd kill, my apologies. Reed, Gwynn, hanging, scoring. So it's safe to say Champion's going to get past 109 today with 3:09 remaining. Poindexter, he's fouled. That'll be team foul number 5 on Champion. So no free throws yet for Barclay. Champion Leonard Epp starting to empty the bench. It's Ezekiel Capacey coming in. Arian Williams also returning for Capacey, his 9th game of the season. And it's a luxury when you have to play, hopefully, 3 games in 3 days contending for a championship, that you can go deep into your bench. Capacey is open, fires the 3, can't get it to go. Oh, the bench is ready to go. Here's Capacey attacking and scoring. 5 total points all year long for Ezekiel. He connects here in the national tournament in his 9th game. 3rd kill for 3, can't get it to go. Brown is fouled, and he'll get the bucket as well. So Champion is tied for most points in a season. Previously, that was 109 against Rama. They've tied that mark here. So Chaz Brown at the line for an old school three-point play. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Gwynn. .212 left to go. Don't forget, folks, if you're looking for our next game, Baptist Bible and ULA College of Divinity, that will be 15 minutes after this game is done. Trayvon Reed swishes in the first free throw. So most points in a game this season for Champion now. We got a 30-second timeout for Champion. We're going to step aside and come back here in just a moment. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. 2:12 left to go. Champion most points in a game this season. Rolling over Barclay. Trouble with that ball there for Stefan Tellis. So the Bears will get it. They'll bring in Beckham. So our next quarterfinal, 15 minutes after this one, comes to a close. Third kill, trouble with it, and loses it out of bounds. Garbage time has certainly broken out in this 111-88 contest. Third kill, inbound to Beckham. Take the shot, man. He's been so hot. Why not? Couldn't get that one, though. So Barclay will play for fifth. Last year, they won the fifth-place game over then AFLBS, 83-74. Barclay will go to 16-18 on the year. Gwynn had it swatted. Here's Reed. Shot clock did not reset, so it's at 9 right now for Barclay. Tellis attacking, Tellis scoring. I'm surprised. It looks like they won't empty their bench quite as much as I thought they would. Tellis throws it ahead. Gwynn fouled with 1:15 to go. Both teams in the bonus, and Champion's been in the double bonus for some time now. So Gwynn back at the line. Chance to add a little extra sprinkles on the Sunday and what will be a Champion victory here in the quarterfinals. Champion 114 on the board. Baptist, the 5 seed, and ULA College of Divinity, the 4 seed, is coming up next. Two teams. Baptist averages 90 points per ball game, and ULA averages 93 points per ball game. So if you're looking for more offense, we will likely have it for you 15 minutes after this one's done. That's a kick ball. I'm looking at the bench, and it looks like everybody who suited up today for Leonard Epps and Company has gotten into the game. For Barclay, the fifth place game will be played against the loser of Kansas and Arlington. That'll be later today at approximately 4:30, scheduled for 4:15. That fifth place game at Crowder College tomorrow at 5:30. Reed gets it out to Williams, and Champion can run some clock here. Firing a three. Capacey can't get it to go. Here comes Barclay back down the court. Champion's going to win their 18th of the season, go to 18-8. Barclay, as I mentioned, 16-18 heading into that fifth place game tomorrow. Shot clock is off, so Champion can dribble it out here, and that's what they'll do. Season high. Oh, Capacey's going to take the jumper and hit it for three, so he had 5 points all season. He's got 5 points now here in the national tournament. 118-88, third kill for three. And a 30-point victory for Champion, 118-88. They will move on to the semifinals tomorrow at 4 p.m. against the winner of our next game, the 4-5 matchup, ULA College of Divinity and Baptist Bible from just up the road in Springfield. So Barclay goes to the fifth place game. This is our last look at them for the season. They'll play for fifth tomorrow at 5:30. Champion tomorrow at 4 p.m. All times approximate, of course. Once again, your final score, it's Champion 118, Barclay 88. Our next quarterfinal, the 4-5 matchup coming up in about 15 minutes from now. Let's say 2:40 estimated start time on that. Thanks for watching again, everybody. My name's Chris Sheeman, and we'll talk to you again here in just a little bit. Stay tuned.